There are 5 SUVs sitting on dealer lots right now that look incredible on paper. Glossy brochures, impressive specs, names you recognize, and every single one of them will drain your bank account faster than a Vegas vacation. I am not talking about minor inconveniences. I am talking about transmission failures at 30,000 miles, engines that catch fire, software so broken the vehicle forgets how to drive. These are not budget brands either. These are popular, well-marketed SUVs that people line up to buy because they trust the badge on the hood. After 22 years in the shop, I have watched patterns emerge that the average buyer never sees. I have seen the same vehicles come back 3, 4, 5 times for the same problem. I have seen families stranded on highway shoulders because their supposedly reliable SUV decided to stop accelerating. And I have seen repair bills that cost more than some people's down payments. Today, I am counting down 5 popular SUVs you should absolutely avoid in 2026, unless you genuinely enjoy spending your weekends at the dealership. I am going deepest on number 1 because that one has been breaking hearts and wallets on a level I have not seen in years. Let's get into it. Number 5, the Volkswagen Taos. Number 5 is an SUV that looks like a smart, economical choice on the lot. Compact, fuel-efficient, German engineering. It is exactly what a young professional or a small family thinks they want. And then the transmission starts acting like it is possessed. I had a customer come in last spring. She was in her early 30s and she bought a 2022 Taos brand new. She loved everything about it for about 6 months. Then one morning, as she pulled out of her driveway, the SUV lurched forward like someone had kicked it from behind. She thought she hit something. It was not. That was the dual clutch transmission doing whatever it wanted. She brought it to me after the dealer could not replicate the problem. Here is what I found. The 7-speed DSG transmission in Taos, models from 2022 to 2024, has fundamental issues with low-speed engagement. It hesitates, jerks, and sometimes refuses to shift at all. I have seen forum posts from a 40-year BMW master technician who said the 2024 Taos transmission is awful, drunk, and tuned backwards. Consumer Reports gave the 2022 Taos its lowest reliability score, 1 out of 5. Let that sink in. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has logged nearly 100 complaints about the 2022 model alone, with 44 specifically about the engine. We are talking head gasket leaks, coolant leaks, engines that stall without warning, and fuel pumps that just quit. Here is what is scary. Owners report acceleration lag so severe they have to floor the gas pedal just to merge onto a highway. One owner described pulling into traffic and the car simply not responding, nearly causing an accident. That is not a minor annoyance. That is a safety hazard. Now, Volkswagen did address some of these issues for 2025 by swapping in an 8-speed traditional automatic. But the problem is, these models from 2022 to 2024 are now flooding the used market. They look like deals. They are not deals. They are someone else's problem that they could not wait to get rid of. If you are looking at a used Taos, check the build date. If it was built before late 2024, walk away. The transmission issues alone will cost you more in frustration than you saved on the purchase price. And good luck getting consistent repairs. One owner reported their car needed a new head gasket at 20,000 miles. Then the problem came back even after the fix. My advice? For the same money, you can get a Toyota Corolla Cross or a Mazda CX-90 that will not leave you stranded. Skip the Taos. Number 4, Ford Explorer. The Explorer is one of the most iconic nameplates in American SUV history. It has been a family favorite for decades. But the current generation, the 6th generation that started in 2020, has problems that would make Henry Ford roll over. A man came into my shop last year with a 2020 Explorer that had 52,000 miles on it. It was in good condition, garage kept, with regular oil changes. He wanted me to figure out why his transmission was slipping. When I got it on the lift and started digging, I found something that made my stomach drop. His drive shaft had partially disconnected from the transfer case. This is not a wear item. This is a fundamental assembly problem that could cause a complete loss of drive power or, worse, a rollaway if you park without the parking brake. Ford has issued recall after recall for this generation. The 2020 Explorer alone has been recalled 30 times by NHTSA. For comparison, a typical vehicle might see 3 or 4 recalls over its entire production run. The 2023 model has 12 recalls, which sounds better until you realize it has only been out for a couple of years. Let me break down the transmission specifically. Ford put their 10-speed automatic in these Explorers. On paper, that sounds great. More gears means better efficiency. In practice, this transmission has earned a reputation for harsh shifting, delayed engagement, and complete failures. Owners report the vehicle refusing to move, gears slipping on highways, and transmissions that need full replacement under 50,000 miles. One woman on a Ford forum described getting her brand new 2020 Explorer and needing a full transmission replacement at just 5,100 miles. Another owner said they went back and forth with the dealership 4 times for crazy downshifts and leaking fluid before Ford finally agreed to install a completely new transmission and cooler. The repair costs here are brutal. A transmission replacement on an Explorer runs $4,000 to $6,500, depending on where you go. The 10-speed unit is complex, and Ford dealers are often backed up with these repairs. Parts delays can stretch into weeks. But the transmission is not the only problem. These Explorers have had recalls for engine stalling while driving due to fuel pump failures, rear-view cameras that go blank or stay on after you shift out of reverse, and rear axle bolts that can fail and cause you to lose power entirely. Stalling engines are a major safety concern. Consumer Reports rated the 2020 Explorer as much less reliable than other cars from the same model year. The 2023 model also falls below average for reliability. Here is what kills me. Ford knows these are problems. They have been issuing recalls and service bulletins for 5 years now, and yet people keep buying them because the Explorer badge carries weight. The name has history, but history does not help you when you are on the side of the road watching your SUV get loaded onto a flatbed. If you want a 3-row SUV that will not betray you, look at the Toyota Highlander or the Kia Telluride. Both will serve you for 200,000 miles without drama. The Explorer might not make it to 100,000 miles without a major repair bill. Number 3 is the SUV that Instagram influencers dream about. The Land Rover Defender looks like it belongs on a safari, conquering muddy trails and looking impossibly cool while doing it. It has the heritage, the design, and a price tag that makes you think you are getting something special. You are getting something, all right. Something that will make your mechanic very wealthy. I worked on a 2021 Defender last summer for a customer who bought it certified pre-owned with 38,000 miles. Within 6 months of ownership, here is what failed. The engine control unit for the fuel pump, the USB ports in the center console, the LED daytime running lights on both sides requiring full headlight assembly replacements, and the heated steering wheel stopped working. All of this under 50,000 miles. And here's the thing. This owner was actually happy with his experience. He told me that for a Land Rover that was pretty minimal. When your baseline expectation is constant failure, something has gone very wrong. Let's talk numbers. Consumer Reports predicts the Defender will be less reliable than other new cars. That is their official stance. The oil filter housing on certain six-cylinder models can crack and leak oil onto hot engine components, which is exactly as dangerous as it sounds. Land Rover issued a recall for potential fire risk because of this issue. Repair costs on Defenders are eye-watering. A head-up display replacement runs $4,000 to $5,000. Brake discs can wear out in as little as 32,000 miles because the vehicle is so heavy. One forum user documented their entire warranty repair history, and it reads like a medical chart. Fuel pump engine control unit failure, USB replacement, a pillar trim replacement, multiple headlight assemblies, center console armrest, heated steering wheel module, all on a vehicle under 4 years old. And the Defender is not cheap to buy in the first place. You are looking at $55,000 for a base model and easily $75,000 to $90,000 for well-equipped versions. Spending that much on a vehicle should buy you some peace of mind. Instead, you are buying a subscription to your local dealer's service department. The new Defender also has security vulnerabilities that required multiple software updates to address theft risk. Land Rover issued 2 separate recalls in 2024 for this problem, affecting tens of thousands of vehicles. Here is my advice. If you want the off-road capability without the repair bills, look at a Toyota 4Runner. It will not win any beauty contests, but it will run for 300,000 miles without asking for much more than oil changes. The Defender will look great in your driveway while it is waiting for parts to ship from England. Number 2. Mazda CX-90. Number 2 is a heartbreaker because Mazda has earned a reputation for building some of the most reliable and fun to drive vehicles on the road. The CX-5 is legendary. The Miata is iconic. So when Mazda released the CX-90 as their new flagship 3-row SUV, people expected greatness. What they got was a recall nightmare. Let me put this in perspective. The 2024 Mazda CX-90 has been recalled 11 times by NHTSA. 11 in its first 2 model years. Consumer Reports rates the 2024 CX-90 as much less reliable than other cars from the same model year. This is Mazda we are talking about, the brand that consistently ranks near the top for reliability. I had a customer who bought a 2024 CX-90 plug-in hybrid last year. Beautiful vehicle. Within 10,000 miles, he had been to the dealer 3 times for software updates to fix problems with the transmission solenoid, the air conditioning system, and the camera display. At 20,000 miles, he went back for more recalls, addressing potential loss of drive power and issues with the automatic braking system randomly activating while driving. Read that again. The brakes can activate suddenly because the system falsely detects obstacles that are not there. You are cruising along at 40 miles per hour, and suddenly, your SUV decides to slam the brakes because it thinks your neighbor's hedge is a person. That is not a software glitch. That is terrifying. The issues get worse. Mazda recalled vehicles for a steering system problem where the worm gear assembly can fail, causing sudden loss of power steering assist while driving. Another recall addresses engines and electric motors that can shut down unexpectedly with little or no warning. The plug-in hybrid versions have inverter software problems that cause loss of drive power in electric vehicle mode. One motoring journalist documented their long-term CX-90 experience and titled their update, "First Model Year Woes." They described recall after recall, with the saving grace being that most could be handled during scheduled service. But here is the problem. Not every owner is diligent about recalls. Not every owner gets the notifications in time. And not every dealer performs the software updates correctly. The early production CX-90s built between May and October 2023 seem to have the worst problems. Later builds from spring 2024 onward appear more stable, but the damage to the nameplate is done. The turbo-only models are generally more reliable than the plug-in hybrids, but even those require multiple software interventions. If you are set on a 3-row Mazda, my advice is to wait. Let the 2026 or 2027 models prove themselves. Or look at the older CX-9, which ran from 2016 to 2023 and has a much better reliability track record. The CX-90 might be the future of Mazda's SUV lineup, but right now, it is a work in progress that owners are beta testing with their own money. Number 1, Jeep Grand Cherokee. Number 1 is the SUV I get the most questions about, and it's the one that hurts the most to put on this list because people love Jeeps. The brand has a loyal following. The Grand Cherokee specifically has been a status symbol for suburban families and trail enthusiasts for decades. But the 5th generation Grand Cherokee, spanning 2021 to present, has reliability problems so severe that it consistently ranks among the least reliable vehicles in America. Let me tell you about a conversation I had with a customer last month. She bought a 2023 Grand Cherokee 4xCC, the plug-in hybrid version, because she wanted something eco-friendly that could still handle Colorado winters. Within 18 months, she experienced random check engine lights, hybrid system glitches, a recall for potential engine fires when parked, and another recall because the front seat side airbags might fail to deploy in a crash. She paid $65,000 for this vehicle, and she spent more time at the dealership than on any trails. The Grand Cherokee recall list reads like a horror novel. The 2023 model has been recalled 19 times by NHTSA. Problems include steering knuckle detachment risk, affecting more than 338,000 vehicles from 2021 to 2023. The part that connects your steering to your wheels can detach, causing you to lose control of the vehicle. There is a recall for debris inside the engine that can cause engine failure and potential fires. There is a recall for software errors that cause loss of drive power. There is a recall for improperly secured airbag connectors that could prevent airbags from deploying. There is a recall for second-row head restraints that do not lock in the upright position. Consumer Reports states that no Jeep model received a predicted reliability score above 45 out of 100. For context, 70 to 80 is considered average. Below 69 is fair and considered below average. Jeep is so far below average that they are practically in their own category. The repair costs pile up fast. Annual maintenance for a Grand Cherokee averages around $666, which sounds manageable until you factor in the unplanned repairs. Suspension work runs $600 to $2,850. Transmission issues in the 8-speed automatic can cost $3,000 to $5,000 to address. And if you are unlucky enough to have hybrid system failures, you are looking at bills that can exceed the value of some used cars. The 4xe plug and hybrid versions are particularly problematic. Multiple recalls address the risk of vehicle fires when parked. Mazda has fire recalls too, but Jeep's issues are more widespread and the fixes are still being developed for some of them. As of late 2025, interim notification letters were still being sent to owners while Stellantis develops a proper remedy. Here is what breaks my heart. The Grand Cherokee looks great. It drives well when it is working. The interior is comfortable and competitive with luxury brands. But none of that matters if you cannot trust the vehicle to start every morning, or worse, if you cannot trust it not to catch fire in your garage. My advice: if you want an SUV with genuine off-road capability and Jeep styling, look at a used 4Runner, or consider the Bronco if you are committed to domestic. The Grand Cherokee name is not worth the anxiety and repair bills that come with these recent models. So there it is. 5 SUVs that the marketing teams want you to buy, but mechanics like me see every week with the same recurring problems. The Volkswagen Taos with its possessed transmission, the Ford Explorer and its 30 recalls, the Land Rover Defender that looks like $1 million but costs almost as much to maintain, the Mazda CX-90 that is still being debugged by paying customers, and the Jeep Grand Cherokee, an American icon that has become an American liability. You now know 5 SUVs you should approach with extreme caution in 2026. These are not opinions pulled from thin air. These are patterns I have seen in the shop, documented in NHTSA complaints, and confirmed by reliability organizations like Consumer Reports and J.D. Power. Next time a salesperson tells you one of these is their most popular model, you will understand why. They sell well because the marketing is excellent. They come back to the shop because the engineering is not. If you want to know which SUVs actually deserve your money, which ones mechanics drive themselves and recommend to their own families, I have a video on that too. It is right here. Same level of detail, same straight talk, but focused on the SUVs that will actually treat you right. Subscribe if this helped you. I will keep giving you the information dealerships will not. Drive safe. Take care of your car, and it will take care of you. Take it or leave it. I will see you in the next one.